Hi, my name is Axel Tillmann, and as you can hear from my accent, I'm actually an immigrant. I came from Germany and have been an entrepreneur my entire life. I had the biggest successes here in the United States as compared to my home country, and I have learned a lot on this pathway. One of the strengths that I bring to the table is going to market strategy, and that is the emphasis of my thought processes. I am working with groups such as Pitch Global, externally also with Thai SoCal, although yet I'm not a member of, as well as looking at companies and deals on an individual basis. I am actually almost vertical neutral because I like the various different areas, with the exception of social media companies. So companies that are creating social media products, they really have to woe me because I find it very often that it's too hard to determine what actually the right background is and what the pathway to success is. So my investment philosophy, I like to see decent market size. I'm not necessarily saying that it needs to be an outcome of a unicorn. Although in one fund that I am involved in, it will be a unicorn story. But in general, if you have a decent exit, $100, $200 million at a decent valuation that preserves the investor's rights, this is really a good starting point. But what's very important are team and the understanding of what it takes to succeed in the market. I can contribute a lot to the process at any stage of the company, but where I really see the strengths is that I like to hear at least an MVP stage and talking to customers. At the end of the day, any great idea, as good as it might be and sounding in our own ears, it's probably not as valuable as if we have talked to customers that have nodded and said, this is really something that solves a problem for me. A situation that is so often undervalued, and there I position the biggest value is the customer. I was involved in looking at deals or being involved in deals that are in the semiconductor space, although it's a very, very difficult space to be in because of the amount of money to be needed. Healthcare, or better, life science deals and healthcare tech are very, very good markets. But of course, cybersecurity is an open market field with a lot of unresolved problems. AI and big data, if you have a very good story that sticks and can prove why you're bringing this to the table, not just by mentioning the terms AI and big data, but they need to have a proof point why they exist and why you're actually using it. So if you want to be in touch with me, you can always email me. And the first thing that I actually need are the pitch deck. And what are the necessary points? I would like, even if you don't have a product, I would like that you have at least talked to 20 potential customers that are very clear, analyzed, and verified. And with this comes also your going to market strategy. How are you going to sell the customers? What I really don't like are these top-down approaches where you say, oh, this IoT market space, as an example, is a $5 billion market. And if we get 10% of it, then it will be wonderful. And this is how we're going to make a lot of money. It's actually the bottom up. What is the service you're providing? How do you get to this customer? Are you using a direct sales force? Are you using a channel strategy? How are you going to become aware of your customer needs? These are the critical factors. It's really needed to understand how you get to market. Those are the action steps I expect from companies. Now, you can always, of course, come to also any of our pitching events at Pitch Global or the associated events in which I'm involved in, and we will be happy to talk there. And I can also offer short mentorship to actually see where you are and what your understanding is.